Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 100% permanent and total, and really 100%, right? Just meeting that 100% mark as far as your scheduled ratings are concerned. So all of your ratings together add up to 100%. They may be able to leverage that over to a permanent and total status, or it might not be. It might just be total disability at 100%. I want to talk a little bit about that to knock some of the cobwebs out of some people's minds and just kind of shed a little light on what it looks like and what it means to get to that. So if that's something you're into, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and comment below, all that good stuff, because it just really helps with me getting the information out to the rest of us so we can eliminate together some of the I wish I would have knowns, right? There's nothing worse than the I wish I would have knowns. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. And you know what? I'm actually going to start off with a quick story. And this is actually a 100% story of an old neighbor of mine. And, I moved in, and when I met the guy, after about a week or so of being there, out comes the conversation, hey, well, have you ever served, right? And because I'm passionate about this topic and really anything to do with helping vets out, I usually ask fairly quickly, did you ever serve, so I can know if that's somebody that I need to have a conversation with. Sure enough, he served, and he served in Vietnam, so I, welcomed him home, thanked him for his service, in Vietnam, during that rough time, and welcomed him back and all that good stuff. And we talked a little bit more and found out he was in the Navy. He was, on the river boats going up and down. And, he did a rough time. So anyway, we got past some of that. And then I talked to him about, well, you're all connected and good to go with the VA, right? Just want to make sure. No, he wasn't. So, well, really, why not? Well, his answer to me, and this is the I wish I would have knowns pieces, right? So his answer to me was, well, when I got out in 1969, I went to the VA and I let them know that I wanted to apply for VA. And they said, okay. And they went through a few questions with him, and then they said, well, with this, you don't really qualify for anything. How much money do you make? And he told them how much money he was making, and they said, well, nope, you make too much money, so you don't qualify. And he said, oh, okay, great. And he left. Never went back until we met 50 years later, by the way. So what I realized in that quick conversation was he did not go to the Veterans Benefits Administration and talk to them about applying for a VA claim. What he did was he went to the VA Healthcare Administration and talked to them about applying for VA, and the people there just assumed he was talking about getting enrolled into healthcare. Well, there's several different ways into the healthcare system. One of which is to have service-connected conditions in which allow you to utilize the VA healthcare system. Another way is to be very, very poor, which is not really the ideal situation. So he had neither one of those, so they denied him, and there was a couple other questions, whatever, but they denied him. So I talked to him, and because he was in Vietnam, I talked to him about some Vietnam presumptives, and sure enough, he had a few of those conditions, and so we filed the claim. And to kind of fast forward through this, he ended up getting an 80% rating right out the gate. That was awesome. Then we turned around and we filed for total disability, individual unemployability. So a little off topic here, because I was trying to just do the schedule one, but this story popped in my mind. So we applied for TDIU, total disability, individual unemployability, because he wasn't working. He couldn't work. He was done working. And he got granted that a few months later, and he ended up getting 100% payments. And so now he's receiving that. And I was really happy for him, super happy. And then I started really thinking about it, and then I started feeling bad because, if this poor guy would have known 50 years ago to knock on a different door, or if the VA people actually had some sort of idea of what to do in their job, then they would have been able to articulate appropriately to him, and find out what he needs to do, get him in front of the right person. And some of these very hard times in his life, he would not have had to deal with as much, because he would have had this extra benefit coming in, getting extra care, getting additional resources, having extra income. All of these things would have made his life a little more comfortable for him, his wife, his children, and all of that. And now Harry's getting it at the last moments, when he's already kind of set himself up, and he maybe didn't really need, quote unquote, the money, but now he can spoil his grandkids, right? So anyway, 100% ratings. I think that there's a lot of misperceptions out there with what that really looks like. And when we think of 100%, for those that are not service connected at all today, they envision the person that was rolling in a convoy and got hit by an IED and got a little messed up, and that person is the 100% poster child now. And the reality is that there's a whole other rating schedule called special monthly compensation. Special monthly compensation is beyond the 0 to 100% rating schedule, and really that's probably what that person would be on. When you look at the 100% rating schedule and you look at the schedule of ratings for everything that's rateable with the VA, you quickly realize how many conditions are out there, and it's everything you could think of that you could possibly be diagnosed with. Motor tics, so people have like a twitch or a motor tic, maybe a blinking eye or a kind of a winky thing. Those motor tics actually have a rating that could be scheduled, and you could be compensated for that through the VA. Meniere's disease, which is tinnitus combined with like a vertigo feeling, right? That if you have that disease, that is rateable. Now, another misperception out there is some people, especially those that have never filed a claim, think that you have to be injured from your military time in order to file a claim for that condition, and that's not the case. It could have been a condition that was going to happen to you regardless in life. And if that condition happens to you while you're serving, you could be service connected for it. So the examples I like to give is you could come from a family history of migraine sufferers and join the military, and all of your relatives started getting migraines at age 20. You joined the military at 18. When you turned 20, you started getting migraines too. The VA does not care if you have a family history of migraines. They just care that when you joined the military, you did not have migraines. Now you're in the military and you started getting migraines. The military did not cause your migraines, pretty clear. They just happened, right? Same thing with GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Maybe your family history, bunches of people have super high acid contents and they all have GERD. And so do you, but it didn't start until you were in the military. That is something that you can get service connected for. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that a lot of conditions that you're looking at, the main key is that you did not have it prior. You had it manifest during your time in service. That's the key. So it's not that the military caused the issue, it's that it manifested during your time in service, which includes the military caused it, but it also includes a whole bunch of other things. So keep that in mind as you're looking at different conditions, okay? What I want people to really understand is that you came into the military on a clean slate. Then during your time in service, things happen. Whether the military caused it, wear and tear on your body, heavy packs, that type of stuff, you got GERD, you got migraine headaches, family history or not, doesn't matter. But the longer you're in the military, the more likely just life events are going to happen. You're going to start to get some arthritis, you got some lumbar issues, all of these things add up. And it's pretty quick with some of these conditions to get higher ratings. For example, migraine headaches can be rated as high as 50%. GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, bad heartburn, can be rated as high as 60%. I've seen arthritis at 40%. Insomnia or chronic adjustment disorder, I've seen rated around 30%. It falls under the mental health schedule. So if you don't have any other mental health conditions, that is a mental health rating for insomnia, and it could be rated, around 30%. So there's all kinds of different things that could end up compounding and getting you to that 100% realm, and you don't need to be stuck in a wheelchair. You don't need to be bedridden in order to get a 100% rating, and that's the point that I want to get out here. So with that, I'll go ahead and conclude it. Thanks, everybody, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.